Everybody, my name is Keith Gibson and I am the host of Spomotics. That is Spomotics, that is Spomotics. And no, I do not own the music that's playing right now. I don't own the rights and I don't have the responsibility to own this. All right. What's going on, everybody? Like I said, my name is Keith Gibson and I am the host of Spomotics. That is Spomotics, Spomo. I can't even spell. Spomotics. What's going on, everybody? That is Spomotics, not Spagamaggets, not Spogamogets, but Spomotics. That's sports, movies, and politics. Just a little bit of politics. Well, I mean, we got some politics this week. Goodness gracious. President getting ex-president getting indicted. Like it's crazy. He getting arrested. We got a first lady. She putting she doing some things. But we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna talk about Dr. Jill Biden today and reflecting on the comments that she made or the request that she wanted to do. I'll talk about that. Also, I will talk about transgender athletes. And would you let your daughter compete? Would you let your daughter compete against a transgender athlete? All right. I just want to know. Now, when you come on here, please be respectful. We're not going to say anything bad about anybody. All right. It's all respect. It's all love. We just got some answers and we got some things that we want to say. Or people might have something that they want to say. So let's all keep it respectful. We can always agree to disagree. All right. But please, let's keep it respectful. And also, my last topic today, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, is he the MVP in the NBA? Is he the MVP? So we'll talk all about that. We'll talk all about that. But first, before I get into anything, I want to pray. My prayers go out to the young man that was shot in Stafford today. I don't know all the details. I do know that all the schools in Stafford County were on lockdown. And there was a young man that was shot. I don't know how he is. Like I said, I do not have the specifics. But I do pray that that young man is okay. I mean, it's getting bad over here, man. I mean, it's getting bad everywhere. Prince William County. I mean, on not Occoquan. Damn, I can't think of the damn name. But whatever. But it was it was on 95, and there was a kidnapping. So this guy drove from Richmond. He drove from Richmond and kidnapped this young lady and drove all the way to New York, kidnapped the young lady from New York, then was coming back, Quantico. Then the police saw it was a Jeep Cherokee. I believe it was a Jeep Cherokee. And I guess they went and they ran after the suspect. So the young lady died. I don't know how she died. I don't, like I said, I don't have the specifics. I don't know if he killed her or she died in the accident. But just everybody, you just got to be safe out here, man. You don't know what's going on. People acting crazy. It's getting real ignorant out here, man. So just keep you and your family safe. All my friends want y'all to be safe, man. My Knicks are doing their damn thing. I know they're going to be the 5th seed. Like, I get that. But I'm just so happy that they're finally playing ball. And maybe, just maybe, we can find somebody great to help us get over the hump. LeBron's older. He's getting older. He's not quite LeBron anymore. I mean, last night he only had 3 points at halftime, but then he tore it up in the second half. He was on fire. Unfortunately for them, so were the Clippers. Clippers were on fire too, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, so that was that. The Masters started today. And that was cool. I wanted to see Tiger Woods do something. I wanted Tiger to do something. He just didn't have it today. I know it was windy out in Augusta, but hopefully he will do his thing. All right. So cool. But let's get on to the topic. The topics that I want to talk about today. And it had to deal with Dr. Jill Biden. If you don't know, if you've been under a rock, Dr. Jill Biden is the First Lady of the United States. That is Joe Biden's wife. First Lady. I guess she's a fan of basketball. So Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, excuse me. I just give you a little quote of what she said. All right. So LSU, she was at the LSU Iowa game. It was the championship game. And we all know Caitlin Clark was balling. She was balling out. All right. We all know Caitlin Clark was great. She was balling out. That Iowa team, she put them on her back. And she was balling. All right. No disrespect to Caitlin Clark. She balled her ass off. All right. Then there was a young lady. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's just in case everybody don't know, Caitlin Clark is white. All right. She's a white athlete. All right. Now I'm just painting the picture for you. All right. I'm not a racist. So don't go starting that. All right. And then we got Angel Reese, LSU star from Maryland. All right. She played at LSU. Star athlete at LSU. She was great. She was great too, especially in the championship game. She played her butt off, man. Angel Reese was shown talking trash a little bit to Caitlin Clark, which what? They talking trash. It's basketball. Like they talk trash. So what? And these are ladies, let these ladies play. If you haven't played against any ladies, any women, I'm trying to tell you, yes, they talk trash. They talk trash. All right. That's what, and that's so much fun. And they back it up too. And they can ball. Let them play, man. But anyway, so Dr. Jill Biden was at the game. She was at the championship game. And this is what Dr. Biden had to say after LSU beat Iowa. So she said, I know we'll have champions come to the White House. We always do. So we hope LSU will come, Dr. Biden said. Then she says, but you know, I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. I thought, I can't make this up, everybody. I cannot make this up. So, you know, when a champion of any sport in the United States, when they win the championship, they go to the White House, all right? And they meet the president. Y'all remember that big thing when Trump was in there and the football team won the champion? I forget. I think it was Alabama, or was it? Maybe it was LSU. Maybe it was LSU. But y'all remember when they won the championship and Trump was in office, and then Trump had them boys eating cheeseburgers and McDonald's and KFC and all that. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. But anyway, so anytime they win the championship, NBA, NFL, they come to the White House. All right, we all know that, right? Only the winners, though, okay? So I'm going to read again what Dr. Biden said. I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So we hope LSU will come. But, I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. Did they? Did they play a good game? Look, because I remember the score was, and let me tell you, it was one of the second highest scores that a champion ever had in NCAA history in basketball. LSU won 102 to 85. They lost by 102 17. All right, they lost by 17 points. Iowa did. All right. Caitlin Clark had 30 points. She's still a dog. She's a beast. She could definitely play. I got a problem with what Dr. Biden said. I have a problem. Maybe y'all don't, but I do. I have a problem with what Dr. Biden said. All right. And you might not agree with me. You might not agree. And maybe you might think, hell, Keith, you're taking it a little bit too far. But I'm going to say this. It sounds like she unintentionally was a little racist. Unintentionally, all right? Does that make sense? Like, I don't think she was being like a racist. I don't think she was saying, "Oh, well, we want the white team from Iowa. We want them to come too." I don't think. Hold on, maybe it's just me, but just a little bit, and this is why I say that. All right, and I'm gonna give you an example. All right. Okay. My computer to work. How can you're asking me, hey Key, how can you really unintentionally be racist? Like, how can you do that? There's a lot of things that you can do. And if you haven't listened to this thing, because let me tell you this. I'm just gonna be straight up and tell you. I doubt it if Iowa would have beaten LSU. I promise you, with everything I know and love, I promise you, she would not have invited LSU to the White House if they would have lost to Iowa. I promise you that. And it's true. Now, this is the thing. Now, I know she was saying, oh, because I know the LSU, they were kind of talking a little bit of trash to them. Caitlin Clark talked so much trash. I mean, she was doing the Tony Yayo. Y'all know. Come on, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Caitlin Clark was doing the same thing. Now, it's so funny that all of this happened, and it's the truth. And Angel Reese ain't just pulling this from her ass. She's giving facts. When Caitlin Clark did it, everybody was saying, "Oh, she's such a beast. Oh my goodness, look at her. Oh, look at her. She's so fierce. Oh my goodness, Caitlin Clark. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's doing it. Oh, they ain't called the Tony Yayo. I called it Tony Yayo. This is Tony Yayo. And this is where John Cena got it from. So it ain't John Cena. I don't call it John Cena. You can't see it. This is Tony Yayo. All right. But anyway, y'all know Tony Yayo. Stop playing. She was doing that in the tournament. Like, she was talking trash to Louisville. And everybody was like, man, I love Caitlin Clark. Now, this sister Angel Reese starts doing it. Oh, she's a thug. What? You got to. people don't see it. I don't know why people don't see this. They don't see all this racism. They don't. I was on Twitter. I was on Twitter the other day, yesterday, and Angel Reese had posted something, and all these white people were like, "I used to love you, and my daughter used to love you, but now because you're such a thug, my daughter can't stand you anymore." Like, what? What did this young lady do but compete? Compete. She said this was all, look, this all started from when you saw Caitlin Clark in the game against South Carolina when she was daring them to shoot. She would stand by the free throw line, daring them to shoot a three-pointer. And you know what Caitlin Clark did? Caitlin Clark said, "Man, go ahead and shoot that thing. Go ahead and shoot it. I ain't even gonna go out there and check you. Go ahead and do that." Caitlin Clark was talking trash. And let me tell you how much respect I have for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark said, "I wouldn't want to go to the White House. We didn't even win." Now, whether somebody told her to say that or not, which I think she just knew that, why the hell would Jill Biden even say that? Like, it irks my nerve. It's like, I know people are gonna get mad at me, but whatever. I don't like the participation awards. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. I remember when we were young and we played baseball, we would have lost we would have lost a championship game. We wouldn't get a trophy. We would not get a trophy at all. We wouldn't get anything. The only trophy we would get is if your team would get a trophy because everybody, you participated in this, you get a trophy. But if we would have lost in the championship, I promise you, we would not have gotten trophies. My son's baseball, when they win the championship, they get a ring. The losing team gets a trophy. Like, I know y'all like, "Keith, they're just kids." No, it's being competitive. I promise you, if somebody's going to get a job, your kid's going to get a job, and two people are competing for this job, and the other person gets the job and your kid doesn't get it, they're not going to be like, "Man, you were so great. Come on, we're going to get you this job." No, it don't work like that. And that's why sports is just the way it is now. So soft. I'm sorry. It's soft. It's very soft. And that's what Joe Biden tried to do. Unintentionally being racist. I mean, it was. Now, I'm not saying she's racist. I think it was unintentionally, but she was being racist. All right? Unintentionally. And that irked me a little bit because I promise you, any amount of money, if Iowa would have won that game, she would not have asked them to come. It wouldn't have happened. So finally, President Biden was like, "Look, we got to clean this up." And it was like, "Look, only LSU is invited." But Angel Reese was like, first Angel Reese laughed at the whole thing. She put it on Twitter and laughing emojis and everything like that, which I love. I love her. I love this young girl. And then she was like, "Well, my team ain't going to the White House. We going to the Obamas." Ho! She said, "We just gonna go see Obama in there. We're not even coming to the White House. We don't want to go." That young girl got some heart, man. And everybody talking about she's a thug. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I'm glad that young lady did what she did, man. Like, it needed to be done. And I'm glad nobody, well, I'm sure her coach was probably like, ease on down a little bit, like ease down. And I know a lot of people are like, "Look, you're taking away from this great win that you had. You had a great year, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad that she did that. I'm glad she did it. And I'm also glad that Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark can ball. And everybody kept calling her the Steph Curry. So I was like, I got to see this young girl play. And this was at the beginning of the tournament. I'm like, who is this young girl? And Caitlin Clark took that Iowa team by herself to the national championship game, which was awesome. But Jill Biden, man, gets a thumb down, man. That was just. I know she's like, I know Joe was like, oh my God, please don't. Like, please don't help me lose this election. All right. But anyway, that was that. I had to get that off my chest because I felt some kind of way when Jill Biden said that. Especially when you already know that if LSU lost, they weren't going. But I love Angel Reese said, that's all right. We'll go see the Obamas. We'll see Michelle. We'll see Barack. This young girl, man, from Maryland, like she didn't care not one bit, and she told everybody how she felt. Good for her. Good for her. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to another topic. Now, this topic right here. Whoo, this topic is I don't know. It's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. And the question I have for everybody was, would you let your daughter compete? Would you let your daughter compete against somebody that was transgender? Now, this is a serious question, man. This is a serious question. I was looking at something the other day, all right? And there was a wrestling match. Now, I'm looking at this wrestling match, and I was like, damn, this girl is whooping this girl, like whooping her, like doing whatever she wanted to do to this other girl, right? But I did not know that this was a segment on a show. I thought they were showing the match. And this girl, the transgender young lady, was beating the brakes off this girl. It was just like had her in a chokehold. The girl couldn't move. There's no way in the world I would want my daughter to compete against that. Because first, to be honest with you, it's really not fair. It's not fair. And to anybody who says it's fair, please stop. It's not fair. I understand. Yes, they are transgender. I get it. But they were still born a man. They still have like the muscle mass. Like nobody understands this. It's unfair. I was talking about this before about the swimmer Leah Thomas. The swimmer, like she was beating everybody down when she was before she was a woman. She would come best maybe like 6th place, 5th place. Like she wasn't winning anything. She became transgender and she started winning everything. She started beating these girls in every event. But it's not fair. Look, it's science. It's a scientific fact. With a reduction in testosterone levels and hormonal therapy, it's different. Male to female transgender athletes retain physical advantages with their bodies. And if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. So now the young lady that could have won the championship, she can't win anything now. I mean, she'll get second place, and the transgender will win the whole entire thing. Now look, oh my goodness, I just saw the commercial for, oh my goodness, the commercial for the Evil Dead Rise movie just popped up, and I wasn't even watching the TV until I looked up. Oh my goodness, that part when that mother was in the doorway and she was knocking on the door and the little girl was looking through the keyhole and she was like, "Mommy's ready to play. Mommy feels good now." That was scary. Oh, I'm gonna have that in my head for a little bit. That was scary, man. Wow. That was scary. All right, but back to the show. Back to the show. Look, just because I'm saying this, I have nothing against any transgender. I don't have any. Look, this is your life. If that's what you want, and you are happy with yourself, I love it. I love it. If that's what you want to do, I love it. I have no problem with that. I'm not one of those that be like, ugh, what are you doing? Like, no, that's your life. If you like it, I love it. That's you. I want you to be happy, whatever you are. If you're a man that wants to be, that thinks they're a woman, or vice versa, then that's fine. I will never judge or say anything about you enjoying your life or living your life. If you are a man and you love another man, you are in love with another man, the only thing I ask is, are you happy? You good? If we're friends, I'll be like, are you happy? You good? Then that's fine with me. But this is wrong. This transgender athletes going against women athletes. I mean, to me, that's just wrong. It has to be a different way. I want you to race. If you race and you play ball, it's just a different advantage, man. Now, I'm not saying that women can't play with men, because I promise you, when we were in college at St. Aug, and we used to go, my friend's girlfriend played for Duke. All right, Peppy Brown. She used to play for Duke. All right, so sometimes we would go play against her friends. All right, so we would play against these Duke girls, and sometimes they would be giving us the business. Not gonna lie, like sometimes they would give us the business. When we used to play against, sometimes we would play with some of the girls from NC State. All right, we would sneak in we would sneak in the gym at NC State. Oh, great times! Great times at St. Aug. But we would sneak in there and we would play some of these girls. And I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I get it. But for the transgender athlete, especially like high school, college, like it's an unfair advantage. Like I said, the muscle mass, everything is just different. Like it's different, and it's just not fair. Like, could you imagine if transgender athletes were to compete in the Olympics? You know how hard people work in the Olympics. Like, these young ladies work so hard in the Olympics. All right, their dream, like they've been dreaming about this since they were 6, 7 years old. Some younger than that. And like, they're whooping everybody. And then they have to compete against a transgender female. And it's not right. And that it's like, now they gotta go up against a grown man in racing. You give me the fastest woman in the world, I'll give you the fastest man in the world. And I promise you, 10 times out of 10, that man will win. And I'm talking about the fastest man in the world against the fastest woman in the world. 10 times out of 10, the man will win. That's why we have that's why we have the NBA and the WNBA. Like Dave Chappelle told a joke. Now, I'm not going to say the whole joke, but I'm going to give you the gist of the joke. And he was like, okay, so let's just say that LeBron James would go and play in the WNBA. He said LeBron James would average 800 points a game. All right? Like LeBron would dominate. That's why we have two leagues. That's why we have a WNBA and an NBA. Do you think that some of these ladies can dunk like how the men do? Now, sure, I get it. I know they do those the little dunks. I get that. But you'll never see a woman dunk from the free. I won't say never, because some I don't know. But you never see them dunk from the free throw line. It's just different. Can we agree? Like it's just different, man. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. But anyway, let's go to a different subject. I'm going to go to Joel Embiid. All right. Is Joel Embiid the MVP? Now, I've been saying Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid is the center from the 76ers, which is playing now, which they're getting their butt beat. All right. Now, at first they were saying, the Joker, Nikola Jokic, like they were saying, oh, he is the clear-cut MVP, yada, yada, yada. There's no stopping him. There's nobody that can stop him. And I was like, wait a minute. Embiid is pretty impressive. Matter of fact, the first time they played, Embiid was giving them the business. All right? Embiid gave him the business against Denver. Now, this is where it all gets me. All right? And this is why I was upset last week with Joel Embiid. Even though I still think he is the MVP of the league, this is what kind of upset me. He had a chance to play against Denver I think it was last week, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Now, the game before that, he was beating up on some little team. Maybe, I don't know. He was beating up on a little team. He was just taking advantage of them. They ain't had nobody that could stop Embiid that night. Then, when it's time to go against the Joker, he doesn't show. And that really pisses me off when they do that. Because I want to see the both of y'all battle. Like, I want to see y'all two go at it. Because Denver being in the West, you're only going to see the East teams are only going to see the West teams twice. So he messed up a defining moment that could have happened, even though I know he's going to win the MVP now. But they never play against each other. They don't do it anymore. And I was saying that like I forgot what team he played up against, but I was like, damn, Embiid, you can take off this game. You can take off this game. They really don't need. Oh, they were playing Dallas. They played Dallas. I like Joel. You don't have to play against them. Luka wasn't playing. Irvin wasn't playing. Like, y'all were good. We're just Harden playing. Sit out that game. Don't sit out the game against the reigning MVP. It hurt. That hurt, man. And I thought that was going to hurt his chances for real. But I guess after that 52-point game he put up on Boston, which they almost let that slide, they almost let that game get away from him. But Joel Embiid, he deserves it. He deserves the MVP. I mean, he's balling this year. And when I saw him go up against the reigning Eastern Conference champions, the Celtics, the way he did. I mean, Joel Embiid can really do this every game. To me, he can be dominant like he can, but he just has that mindset, like the mindset of Joel Embiid. To me, I might be wrong, but just to me, this is my opinion. It's so soft. Like I believe Joel can get 35 a night. I think he can, but he shoots all these jumpers and does these fadeaways. Like, why are you fading away against somebody that is 6'7"? And you are like 7'1", 7'2"? You feel me? Like, go ahead strong. Like that's like Shaq back in the day. That's like Shaq, which I don't know why Shaq looks so different now. I'm looking at TNT. He looks different. I don't know what's up with him. He looks weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe because he had a mustache. I don't know. But anyway, um, that's like Shaq back in the day. If he was shooting threes or doing fadeaways, like, could you imagine Shaq doing fadeaways and shooting threes? Shaq was so dominant, like nobody, and he put the fear of God in people, man. Everybody was afraid of Shaq, man, except for Elijah one. Patrick Ewing used to give him some run too. The Admiral used to give him a little bit of run too. But Shaq was still dominant. Shaq would still get 50 on you. Goodness gracious. But Embiid can do the same thing. Like, I don't understand where his mindset is. If Embiid had that mindset like Shaq and them, he would look. This 76ers team would be unstoppable. I mean, you have Harden, which is playing good this year. He's not playing bad. He's not playing terrible. He's playing great. He's leading the league in assists. Like Joel Embiid is leading the league in percentage. Like, it's a great combination. They can be the team to beat in the East. I just don't trust Joel Embiid because we've seen Joel Embiid with a 1-point game. I've seen him with a 1-point game before. He's had a 1-point game. I'm like, why the hell Joel Embiid only got 1 point throughout the whole game? You big 7-footer, you only got 1 point? But that's just how that's just how it rolls, I guess, man. I guess that's just how it is. But I know Joel Embiid will be the MVP. I don't think there's nobody else that can really stop Joel Embiid from being the MVP. I think it's a little too late now, and they don't grade their performance and stuff in the playoffs. This is the regular season MVP. But who knows? Maybe they'll get to the finals. They were one shot away from getting to the finals and playing Golden State. And Embiid cried like a baby. And I love his passion. But I just want that mindset just to get a little tough, little killer instinct. They won't be able to stop this 76ers team, man. That's just my opinion. Like, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. And I know he can shoot the three. Like, I know, but I just don't want him to live out there. I've seen him shoot about 6-7 threes. I'm like, what in the hell? Like, you are not Reggie Miller. Like, you're not Steph. Like, bring your butt in the post. That's where you dominate at. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. But I'm gonna stop the show tonight a little bit early because I'm hungry. And I know we got a storm coming. So let me get ready for this storm. My show is always on Sundays and Thursdays. And that is from 8 o'clock. I go from 8 to, usually I go from 8 to 9. But tonight I'm gonna stop it a little short tonight. All right. Stop it a little short. Tonight I talked about Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, her comments, which I 100% disagreed with. I think I know she apologized. I get it, but it was just, I just didn't like the tone. I didn't like it. It was like a racist tone, man. I didn't like it. Talked about transgender, and how competitive is how it's not competitive. And we talked about Joel Embiid. All right, so I'll be back on Sunday at 8 p.m. We're gonna get. I know the playoffs is gonna start pretty soon in the NBA, which is cool. I'm gonna talk a little Masters. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully, Tiger does something tomorrow. Because Tiger Woods be frustrating me, man. Tiger Woods frustrates me. Like, I know you can't win every tournament, but I hate when I want Tiger Woods just to be in like competitive. I want Tiger to be competitive. I want him to be in on Sundays. I want to see him wear his red shirt. Like, I want him to be in the thick of things on Sundays. He has to have one hell. I believe he shot a 74. He shot a 74. I need Tiger to be better than that. And I know. Tiger's the one that got me started with watching golf, of course. But I'm glad he got that one birdie. I think that saved him. But he has to do better. He really has to do better. I mean, he had so many bogeys today. I mean, I believe he had 3 or 4 bogeys today. Like, he has to clean that up tomorrow, man. But we're gonna see. We'll see tomorrow. And I'll be back Sunday talking about a little bit of the Masters. So yeah, we'll see. But let me see what Tiger shot today, man. Tiger is tied for 54th. Not bad. I mean, he's +2. He shot a 74 today. So throughout 18 holes, the first hole was a par, second was a par, third was a bogey, fourth was a par, fifth was a bogey, sixth was a par, seventh was a bogey, 8 was a birdie, and he finished the 9 parring. Then the 10th he parred, 11th he bogeyed, 12th he parred. Then he started heating up a little bit. 13 par, 14 par, 15 birdie, 16 birdie, 17 par, and then he ended up with a bogey on 18. So hopefully Tiger cleans that up, but we're going to find out, man. We'll see. Oh, I can't wait till Saturday. I just want to watch some golf, man. Goodness gracious. But look, that's my time for the night, everybody. I love y'all. Watch this Denver Nuggets and Suns game. Y'all know as every game that KD has played with the Suns, they have won. All right? They have won every single game. They are undefeated. This Suns team with KD is going to be ridiculous. And I'll talk about that Sunday night. All right? But look, that is my show for tonight. Thank y'all for coming on. I do appreciate it. All right? And I will talk to y'all on Sunday.